Well, there's been a lot of things happening because when my case was dropped, it was for criminal trespass on my own property at the time of the eviction, and so the prosecutor and the judge signed the order to drop the criminal trespass case, which means that I wasn't trespassing, at that time. And so I moved back into the house and was happy to be back and thinking that, we'll be able to work all this stuff out. And then last week, Monday, I get a visit from 8 police officers. So right after that happened, that's when I came back. They came with the realtor.
It appears that the former owner is on his property.
Who said that, he had sold my house.
We're all being videotaped.
But I explained to them that because of the defect in title and the problems that we had with the house, because it's still under litigation, and there's also all the international criminal courts and the international bodies that are going to be stepping in to help to protect me. I asked the realtor if he had disclosed that to the potential buyer, and the realtor said no, didn't do that. And I said, well, did the listing realtor, who's from Hawaii Life, disclose all of the issues involved with the house? Because we sent her a letter, my attorney sent her a letter detailing all of this information, okay, and that if she proceeded to go ahead and sell the property, then she would be complicit in a war crime. In addition to that, the new potential owner of my property would also get hit with a war crime, and it should have been disclosed to him, but it never was.
He said that Judge Freitas signed off on this process. I guess
I had gotten an order signed by, Judge Freitas, dismissing the trespass case. And the other interesting document that I had was also a settlement letter from Aquin, because Aquin was the mortgage loan servicer for Deutsche Bank on my property, and they had a $2.2 billion settlement across America for all of the fraud and the robo-signing and the deceit that they went ahead and foreclosed on people's homes. And so I pointed out to the officers at that time that, hey, listen, title cannot transfer if it was done illegally. Okay, and I have the letter, the settlement letter, that's saying that, that's exactly what Aquin had done. And plus I had the document, the signed order from Judge Freitas, and I said it would have been very simple for the bank to avoid all of this and file the title insurance policy. And Albright got all of our information, including our expert witnesses, Dr. Keanu Sai and Dr. Williamson Chang, who's a senior law professor at UH Manoa. Okay. The realtor was there and so forth.
The police are here. They say they cannot do anything.
And we videotaped it. And this is not a criminal case. It should be a civil case. And so I pointed that out to the officers also, that, let it go on between Deutsche Bank and me, and let them prove that all of this stuff wasn't done illegally. And so the officers agreed.
Yeah, I have no fear.
And they turned to the realtor and said, there's nothing we can do about it.
Aloha.
So I thought that was that. And so the police basically could not do anything about it. And so they just said, they dropped it and they left. Okay, so it's a good day for us. It's a good day for the good guys. So last night, I get a visit from 3 officers. They come to me at 9 o'clock at night, and they said that I'm illegally in the house. And I said, well, I went through this a week before with 8 officers and explained it to them, and they pretty much said that there's nothing else that they can do, so they left. So I sat down and explained it all over to these 3 officers, and in addition to that, there were some really good questions that were being asked of the officers, because I also mentioned to them that there was a summons that was served upon Judge Freitas, okay, from the International Criminal Courts, and a summons for his arrest. And so the officers said, well, you know, who's going to enforce, you know, that? It doesn't make any difference who's going to enforce it. What makes a difference is that you have the International Criminal Courts at The Hague in the Netherlands now issuing a summons for the arrest of a district court judge here in Hawaii because of the war crimes that he committed while he was on the bench. And so they wanted to know, how could that be? So I sat down and explained it, you know, all to them with unfair and irregular trial that was committed with Judge Freitas on the bench, and I'm sure with a bunch of other judges, including Nakamura, Hara, Takase, and Ibarra. So that night what they did was that they left. And then this morning, 2 officers returned with the same issue. And this time, they've got the prosecutor on the phone, and the prosecutor is telling them they have to arrest me. You know, and so I got arrested this morning, and I'm out, and the realtor brought in a renter to rent my place, and all of my stuff is still in the place.
And if you go back, what happens?
And if I go back, they're going to cite me for burglary if I try to get my stuff out of the house. So I've got to make arrangements with the realtor and the police and all this other stuff. But the fact of the matter is that all of my personal property, all of my stuff is in the house, and the realtor's rented it out. So now the county is liable for all of my property, because the police officers, when I got arrested, are supposed to take control, care, custody, and control of my property, and they didn't do that. Okay, so it's really interesting. But anyway, it's raining, and so got to save.
I think that'll do it.
Got to save that camera.